So this is the Nifty 50. What we have on the Nifty are these very nice longer dominant cycles here. And if I zoom out on this chart, you can see how clear these cycles have been. We add in, as I mentioned earlier, these dotted black lines, so you can see how the key weekly lows formed relative to the idealized timing, which means relative to the troughs of these cycle brackets that we have drawn on the chart, and they have been really very clear going back many years. If we zoom in, let's go ahead and see what's going on now. So the Nifty is in a corrective period here on the intermediate term. The next key low is due 531 to 823. You can see that our weekly momentum is also negative, so all of this is lining up for further downside in our view. On the downside, we have an intermediate 38.2 and an intermediate 50 at 13,943 to 13,483. That's really the zone that we would look for on the downside into this next corrective low. If we shift over to the daily chart, you can see these beautiful daily cycles here in the Nifty with this dominant daily cycle, which is then broken up into these minor half cycles. And what I've done is I've drawn in how these dominant daily cycles have formed over time, and I've added in these green arrows to show that we've had a positive cycle. What does a positive cycle look like? That's when you have a cycle high that's higher than the prior cycle high and a cycle low that's higher than the prior cycle low. And under those conditions, you look for a new swing high to form in that next cycle. And that has happened with each of these cycles going back to late last year. Now we have our first sign of change here. I want to highlight that we have now violated this key cycle low, which says that we are now in a negative cycle very likely, and we will look for lower prices overall into this next corrective low. Now the next short-term low is due 5.6 to 519, and if I zoom in a little bit here, you can see that there is a mid-cycle low due, right? So we're looking for a bear flag to form and for this to roll back down on the downside. Now on the upside, we are looking for the Nifty to test this 14,604 to 14,883 zone. That's really where we would look for this to fail and then roll back down. Also note that our slim ribbon is now configured negatively, as you can see here.